My diet wasn't too perfect today. I did okay at first. I ate a bunch of fresh fruit and then I went into town to run errands and things. And um, while I was at the store, see, I've been wanting potato chips and I wasn't going to eat any. And while I was at the store, I saw sweet potato and beet chips, which are slightly more nutritious alternative, and they're not salted, but still, it's deep fried starch, and that's not something I need to rely on as a food source. But they were very reasonably priced, and I purchased them, and I ate them in the car on the way to my next stop. And I thought, okay, maybe this will keep me from making an even more unhealthy impulse purchase. Well, I was getting ingredients to make sure that I had things at home to make much healthier versions of whatever I crave. So I kept telling myself, no, don't buy any sweets because I can make something that is a much healthier alternative at home. But I was in the checkout line and they have these single serve Nutella and biscuit sticks. I have had those on my mind for a while. Every time I see them, they beckon, and I've been holding up pretty well against them. Today, I succumbed. I bought one and I ate it. And it didn't make me sick or anything. And it wasn't a large enough portion that I feel it will really have a noticeable effect on me. But I was still disappointed just that I gave in at all. But what I found is the same thing as with the pizza and the cookies that last time. It was too sweet because I'm not used to eating that way anymore. And I love Nutella, but having gone without eating it and having gone without eating sugar, basically, or refined sugar specifically, it was just too sweet. It was sickly sweet. And just the flavor of the chocolate and the hazelnuts wasn't really coming through because all I could get from it was this almost gag-inducing, overly sweet flavor from it. And it just overpowered the actual flavors that should have been there. And there's another lesson learned, that wholesome, healthier foods actually do taste better. People have just become way too accustomed to eating and drinking tons of sugar all the time, so their body is used to it. And if it's not loaded with sugar, they think it doesn't have flavor. And if it is loaded with sugar, then that addiction to the sugar tricks them into thinking that it's delicious. And in actuality, it's not. It doesn't even taste like much except gagging sweetness. But instead of being upset with myself over making that choice today, I decided that that meant that I absolutely could not skip working out today, and I had to eat really healthy food the rest of the day. Because I was thinking that when I got back home, I might do another vegan chicken quesadilla. Blew that option. No. Instead, I had salad when I came home, and I made juice at dinner time. I did have some more of the sweet and beet chips, but I really don't feel any ill effects from what I ate today. I haven't had stomach problems. I didn't get a headache or anything like that. Well, there was one reaction I had after I started eating the Nutella. My throat got sore and my nose was running because it was producing mucus. My throat gets sore because of the mucus drainage. The mucus production could also be construed as an allergic reaction. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of both. Could be a bit of an allergic reaction, or officially you wouldn't call that an allergy. It would just be a food sensitivity. And maybe it's that in part, but I think it's also just that it's a mucus forming food, that my body registers this toxic food that I'm putting into it, and it's producing this wall of mucus to try to protect itself from absorbing this toxic food. I don't know. Could just be that. Could also be a symptom of a sensitivity. I don't know. But I do know that eating that way is not good for me. It's not good for anyone. But I shall survive and carry on. And yes, I did exercise, definitely. I made quite an effort to exercise. And that is the news for today.